Hey parents, welcome back to another edition of Teenager Tuesday. We are in week 3 of Gaming with Jesus. And here, if you missed the last 2 episodes, man, go back and listen. Again, please share this to every parent that has a young boy, because that dude is probably gaming. You know, he probably is. And as parents, we've been kind of talking about, hey, try to get curious and get into that side of gaming and everything. And again, thank you, Grant, for joining us and bringing your expertise to this conversation. And something I've noticed with just driving for me is the correct speed limit to go is whatever I'm doing, Because if somebody's going too slow, I'm like, get out of the stinking road, Or if someone's going way faster than me, I'm like, whoa, okay, right. Speed racer, you're dangerous, And it seems like gaming can kind of fall under that same category of the way that your gaming is the correct way. It seems like your patience, just like parents when we drive, or anybody drives, it's the patience is like this big,
right.
And it seems like gaming can be the same way of quick frustrations, quick tempers, no patience. And so one thing that you talked about when we had coffee is you're gaming for Jesus.
Right.
So how can parents kind of lead their student into a conversation of, I want you to keep gaming, but I want you to game like a Christ follower.
Ooh, that's such a good question, Will. Honestly, so if a parent just approach their student with that question, would be a huge win. I mean, just for, I remember I said this to you at coffee, we've just got to start helping Christian students who like gaming understand there can be a bridge here, I remember we were talking about it, and so I would just say, if a parent even just has that, parents, if you just have a conversation where you just ask that question, say, hey, how does your faith impact your gaming? Is there you're going to open up a world for your student where they're either going to have nothing to say.
Wow.
And then you're going to, or you're going to be surprised.
That is a fantastic question to ask.
Yeah. Right.
Golly.
Powerful. Yeah. I really believe that, in college, we learned a lot about breaking down the sacred secular divide, and something that we're just so guilty of in the church, right? Is there's sacred things and secular things, but the Bible says, whatever I do it to the glory of God.
Heck yeah.
So if I'm eating and drinking, Paul says I do that to the glory of God. Paul in the 21st century, I think, would say, if I'm making content, if I'm playing video games, right? If I'm entertaining, I got to do it to the glory of God. So a couple quick practical tips for parents coming out of the theology. Let's get practical, parents. I would start with this. If you're trying to help your student interact with gaming for God, and I would stand in the room with my kid. I would don't sit right next to him, but I would try to sneak up on him a little bit and hover, all right? And I would just try to listen in on how their gaming looks right now. Because we talked about in an earlier episode, there's a range, right? They could be gaming in a very innocent way.
Yes.
And they could have a whole second life in a video game.
Yes.
And most video games, it depends on the game they're playing. Some games are single player, which can be very addicting. If your kid's into single player games, there's a huge addicting element to that. Any game can be addicting, but single player games, you're playing by yourself. It's story driven. It's going to grab hold of people sometimes in a more powerful way. Online multiplayer games, that's a different set. It's also very addicting, but that you're doing in community. So if you stand in your kid's room, their gaming room, right?
Yeah.
And they're playing an online multiplayer game, you're going to pick up very quickly on the way that they're gaming.
Yeah.
Right? We call them call outs in gaming, okay? So what's a call out? If I'm playing a shooter with my friends, a call out is what I say when I'm either trying to get a kill or after I've just gotten a kill, okay? These are call-outs, and it's helped me play the game well, right? So if you're in your teenager's room and you're hearing call-outs like, that kid effing S's, get S'd on, I'm just telling you, if language is everywhere in gaming,
it's like construction and gaming.
I mean, a huge part of the reason my stream works is because instead of shouting, get SHIT on when I get a kill, I shout get pooped on, right? And usually really what I'm feeling, I shout get pooped on and prayed for, and I have fun with it, and it is very different, right? Because I came up in gaming. I remember when I came home from college after I got saved. I got saved at 18 years old when I went to a college, and I went to a prayer meeting, had an encounter with God. And I came back home, and I'm playing Halo with my friends, Call of Duty with my friends like I always did. But instead of shouting F-U-C-K-U, when they would kill me, I would shout the letter F. I'd go, F, F, because I was trying to practice as a young believer not cursing.
Yeah.
And nothing made me swear like video games.
For sure. Yeah.
And I remember my friends at 18 years old literally asking questions and going, why are you shouting F? Like, why are you?
And not just saying that.
Right. They noticed something different in my gaming and in my person, and it gave me an opportunity to talk about Christ.
Yeah.
And years later, I've built a career on using different kinds of call-outs and things like that. So to go back to where we started, parents, I would start by just try to observe in an indiscreet way, how is your child playing games?
Yeah.
Are they cursing? Right now, if they're not broadcasting the game, which could be an advantage, by the way, parents. I think parents are sometimes scared of their kids broadcasting.
Okay.
And it's tough to go into all that, but if they're broadcasting their game, you're going to hear what they're hearing.
Yeah.
So if they're not broadcasting, you're not going to hear what their teammates are saying to them in their headset. But if they're broadcasting, you're going to hear what they're hearing. So just a little pro tip, parents. It might be negative. If they're broadcasting, at least you're hearing what they're hearing. You can pull the broadcast, but you can always hear what they're saying.
Yeah.
So I would be in their room. I would try to observe and see, are they cursing? Are they getting passionate? Are they sitting completely in silence? And then you're going to be able to have conversation.
Yeah. Well, and maybe even like if they're going to be addicted, or I say addicted, if they're going to play video games a lot. Again, we've already kind of talked about addictive signs and be careful of that kind of thing. But if they're going to do that a lot, maybe parents could even encourage, they're only playing the single player thing, but maybe parents could even encourage, hey, find a community there.
Yes.
If you can't get them out of the house to go do something somewhere else and it's like forcing the issue and doesn't seem like it's pulling, then maybe parents can even say, well, hey, this game does have a multiplayer, or how about this game? Yeah. And then you can find some other people at school that'll play with you.
I love
maybe
that.
kind of lean into that community aspect of it too.
Are you familiar with Discord? So Discord is parents. Discord is probably one of the biggest messaging apps for Gen Z right now. And it was a gaming app originally, helped gamers communicate with each other. And that's a huge thing now, right? Gamers we call it LFG, looking for group, or LFT, looking for team. Okay. So you got people, you got kids that they want to, gaming's more fun on a team. It's more fun socially. And you'll do better in most games on a team. So even if your kid isn't super social, they're going to do better in the game playing with other people 9 times out of 10.
That's a good sell,
9 times out of 10. Yeah. And the great thing is technology is being built now through Discord and other platforms where looking for a group of people to play with. Like when I was coming up, I remember I was in a clan for Rainbow Six Vegas, and I was a very high ranked player, by the way, back in high school.
Yeah, you were pro.
Our clan did pretty well. Esports professional, right? But I remember it was so hard to find guys to play with. It's easy now for your student.
That's cool.
And so maybe they just need a push to say, or even just asking them, hey, who are you playing with?
Yeah.
Right? Are
to
they
even
from
learn
school?
About those friends.
Do you know them? Yeah. Like, are they? How close are you? What do you guys talk about?
That's true. Yeah.
I think. Look, your teenager may not want to share everything with you, but if you're asking questions, if you're asking questions to understand, like you said, and not to condemn and not to criticize,
understanding leads to influence.
They'll probably. I asked my audience. This is good on understanding. I asked my stream audience. I said, "Hey, I'm going on a podcast this week. What do you wish that your parents had understood about gaming when you were growing up?"
Yeah.
Okay? My audience is a little bit older, and I loved one of the things they said. It's a meme, but they said that I wish my mom had understood that I couldn't just pause the game.
Yes, live.
Because if you grow up,
oh my gosh,
playing a shooter, right?
It's so funny.
And I'm playing online. And in a traditional shooter, we call it team deathmatch. It's the first team to accumulate 50 kills. And then mom says, it's dinner time. And I say, Mom! I gotta, I'm about to win my 7th game in a row and rank up. I can't, just pause the game. Well, I can't pause the game. It's not how it works. It's not single player. But you know what I mean?
Yeah.
A lot of parents, they're at that level where they understand so little, they're probably saying, just pause the game.
You know what's so funny about that? So from time to time, we do a culture update. And I think it was about a month and a half ago. We had one where a student came on, and that was literally, like the question was, what are some things that you wish all parents could know about people your age? And that was one thing that he said.
I love it.
You can't pause games online. I wish all parents, why? I'm going to come. I just need to finish this, but I'm on the way. I've made a commitment,
And think about what that conversation looks like now. Remember we talked about last episode about dopamine cycles? Well, now it's not just dopamine, it's time management, right?
Yeah.
So now if you have an understanding with your student, hey, dinner's going to be ready soon. Okay, I can't stop. Well, when do you think you can get to a stopping point? When's the next game going to start? Okay, there's going to be another game that starts in 7 minutes. You know what I mean? Now you're having a conversation. You're in their world. You're earning trust. you're
Yeah.
earning influence, and so those conversations are critical.
Yeah, that's cool. Hey, to end, we don't have a ton of time, but I would love for you to even just talk about maybe some parents out there have teenagers that are really good gamers, and maybe there's opportunities that they don't even know can come about from gaming.
Almost any teenager, this is amazing parents. I love that. First of all, if they're very good technical gamers, there's a lot of college scholarships now.
That's crazy.
For professional esports. I mean, it's literally. I was
D1
talking
gamer.
I was talking to a friend who I went to. He was in my youth ministry in Illinois, and I hadn't talked to him in a long time. And he reached out to me after I went pro on Twitch, and after I started by pro, after I went full time, and he said, "Hey, it's Jacob from Youth Group." I said, "Oh my gosh!" I said, "Well, do you game?" And he said, "Yeah, I'm on scholarship at this school on their Valorant team." And this kid was a great athlete too. I mean, he's a great basketball player, but his scholarship that he got wasn't for basketball, it was for Valorant. Wow. And so I know we live in Frisco, Sports City, USA. Hey, there's a lot of esports in Frisco as well. And then beyond that, there's a couple of esports teams actually headquartered in Frisco. So there's opportunity right here.
Above Nerdvana, right?
That's it. Yeah. Some game developers. That's above Nerdvana, one of the biggest game developers in the world in Frisco. A lot in Dallas. Then beyond that, your kid may not be the most professional gamer, but they can do what I'm doing. And if you have a kid, like I was a theater kid, and if you have a kid who's a natural entertainer parent and they like video games, let me tell you this. Any student can make a couple $100 a month pretty easily by broadcasting themselves playing video games. Thousands of dollars a month is much harder, but if your student starts broadcasting themselves playing video games, I have a high degree of confidence that they can get to a place where they're earning couple $100 a month from playing video games.
That's cool.
And I love to help them. If they need help, have them get in touch.
Yeah, that's cool. Well, Grant, dude, thank you for your time. Thank you for coming, kind of bringing us into this world. You said so many even just gaming slang terms and words, and I'm like, oh, that's what that means. Oh, touch grass. I'm never gonna forget touch grass. I'm gonna use that one for sure. Man, thank you. Thank you for being here.
Yeah, I appreciate it, Will.
And again, for parents out there teenager watching somebody stream that's a Christ follower, remind them what where they can find you.
Preacher Guy on Twitch and TTV Preacher Guy on Twitter and TikTok. So just search Preacher Guy, I'll pop up.
Cool. That's awesome. Thank you. Thanks for being here.
Appreciate it.
And parents, as always, remember that you can do this. You're not alone. God is with you, and so are we. Have a great week.